More than 16 days later, the Tears of the Kingdom hype is not dying down as people flock to buy this game, and it's putting up some surprising stats when it comes to it. I think there was quite a number of people who were telling me and many others and putting videos stating that The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom would not outsell The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And to be honest here, guys, Tears of the Kingdom is on pace to destroy The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sales because things are looking very interesting going forward, and we've got a bunch of new data to plug in, discuss, and talk, and what the future of this series is going to be, because there are huge implications when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom, Nintendo's next system, and so much more. Plus, we're going to talk about some news, and yes, I'm doing the air quotes, that is going around out there, but it's kind of funny because I want to talk about it. But before we get into anything, please make sure you enter into our Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Collector's Edition giveaway. We've got just till June 1st, so you got a little bit time left to enter in. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like the video, check out the link in the description, go vote on the community page on your favorite power in Tears of the Kingdom, comment on there, and I will pick one random winner on June 1st, shipped worldwide. Now let's go ahead and jump right back into this because we've got a bunch of additional sales information for Tears of the Kingdom. I know a lot of you guys are putting in crazy amount of hours. I've seen people put 150 hours on my friends list, 100 hours. I am 60 hours plus. I have just been playing it so much, but so far on Amazon, Tears of the Kingdom, 16 days plus later, globally, still the top seller in about 10 countries. This is unprecedented for a game, for a Nintendo game, first party game, to be still #1 in this many countries across the world on Amazon. Usually what you'll see is that for the first week or 2 weeks or so, it will have that, but then a lot of the other countries outside of the US or Japan, you'll start to see it dipping down and kind of fading. We've seen Pokemon and we've seen other games do that, but it's never been globally this united on one big first party game this far after release. We've had it before in 4 or 5 countries, but to have all of these countries still #1 best-selling game on Amazon is absolutely incredible, and something that I haven't seen done at all for a Nintendo first-party game. Now, this might have happened before, but it's not something that's very common, and it's nothing that we've had any time recently within the last 3 years or so. Maybe Animal Crossing was able to do it in the pandemic year, but yes, Tears of the Kingdom being a core title, not being more of the casual side, for it to be a big core title for Nintendo, that is insane, and I'm very happy to see Tears of the Kingdom do so well, and I can see this game just steamrolling on throughout the rest of the year, and especially the summer, as now kids are starting to get out of school and they have more time, summer jobs, whatever the case is, more people are going to be buying Tears of the Kingdom, more people are going to be picking it up digitally, and that's where this game is just doing so much better than what Nintendo would see in previous Zelda releases that have been options for digital. The digital consumption of this game, because of the nature, the fact that it's a creation style of game with a huge open world with tons of side quests and so many little secrets, you kind of want to just have it anywhere at any point, and maybe if you have multiple systems, have it on your Switch Lite, have it on your regular Switch that's docked up the whole time, or if you use your OLED as a portable Switch and a regular standard Switch as your normal one there, or if you just have one, people just want to be able to play at any point. So the digital ratio for this game is very high, especially for one of Nintendo's more core IPs. So very good there. Now we also have some other information when it comes to the UK bestsellers. This is boxed only, that it is once again the #1 game. And usually with the UK, this is one of Nintendo's, I would say, weaker, smaller sub markets out there. They're good overall in Europe, but the UK has traditionally been not their best market, especially for a home console or anything that's been considered a home console. But The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is doing absolutely incredible and help pulling up everything. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is in the top 10, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is #7, and also Animal Crossing New Horizons is #9, with Tears of the Kingdom once again being #1. So Tears of the Kingdom is not only boosting sales dramatically, but it's also carrying other Nintendo Switch games with it to the top 10 in one of Nintendo's not as strong markets. And something that I never see with the UK is the fact that a Nintendo Switch first party game is in the charts, the #1 spot for 3 straight weeks. Usually that FIFA or something else, some other big third party game jumps up above it when it comes to Nintendo first party release. So Tears of the Kingdom continues to truck along in multiple different aspects. And this even goes so far to the point to where GamesIndustry.biz that reports on the UK sales had this to say about Tears of the Kingdom, which also is very surprising to many people out there. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has comfortably claimed its 3rd consecutive #1 spot in the UK boxed charts. It's closing in on Hogwarts Legacy sales to be the biggest game of the year. This is purely in boxed terms, and they're talking about the UK, a massive W. This is huge for Tears of the Kingdom because Hogwarts Legacy is based off of a super popular IP. It's on multiple different platforms. It's on PS4, it's on Xbox One, it's on PC. It's coming to Switch later, but it's on PS5 and Xbox Series. I mean, it's one of those games that just did absolutely gangbusters when it released. But what we do know is that Tears of the Kingdom did 10 million in 3 days. Hogwarts Legacy, I think, did 15 million or so in the first month. I'll have it up for you guys, but it does seem like Tears of the Kingdom is going to surpass Hogwarts Legacy, which it was interesting because I had a discussion on Twitter when we were talking about what games could be the best-selling games of the year, and a lot of people were saying Hogwarts Legacy, and I was like, wait a minute, hold up. Do not count out Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild sold 30 million, when it comes to Nintendo Switch, and Tears of the Kingdom is going to launch on an install base of active users that want a game to play with not a lot afterwards coming out. So this is going to be the main game for the spring and summer and so on. So I felt pretty confident that Tears of the Kingdom was going to review a lot better than Hogwarts Legacy, and it was going to have a more passion behind it because of the aspects of the game with the creation and different type of things that you can do. Whereas Hogwarts Legacy, while it's a great open world game, it's not quite as creative when it comes to the gameplay mechanics that Tears of the Kingdom does. So you're going to have more people sharing, you're going to have more people talking about Tears of the Kingdom longer than Hogwarts Legacy because of those aspects, sharing to Twitter, the YouTube community, the reviews being better, all of it kind of pointed in the line of Tears of the Kingdom doing better in the long run. And that is exactly what is happening right now. So I think that there's absolutely people who are stating that Tears of the Kingdom couldn't or wouldn't outsell Breath of the Wild that are probably going to be changing their minds once we get that next sales update for the next quarter or anything in the next few months or so. I think that Nintendo's going to announce that Tears of the Kingdom is well past 15 or 20 million units, which would put it somewhat close in the ballpark range. I mean, still 10 million or so off, but Breath of the Wild has been out for 6+ years, and Tears of the Kingdom just came out, and this game is going to be selling for a long time. So very good stuff across the board there. Now, we are going to go into this next topic, and I found this to be interesting because Kotaku is trying to act like they have some type of huge sources and big type of deal going on, and maybe they have somebody that told them this, but this is kind of like a duh, of course. But anyway, I do want to talk about it because I think I have a little bit more to add to this. So apparently one of the senior editor Kotaku guys, he stated that sources are telling him that both PlayStation and Nintendo will have additional digital showcases this year. So keep your eyes tuned to this channel and watch this space for more developments in the coming weeks and months. So this is where people went there in the comment section and were just absolutely ripping him a new one. One of the good friends of the channel, Stealth, said this isn't exactly news for Nintendo. They typically have 2 to 3 main Nintendo Directs, 2 to 3 indie Directs, and then miscellaneous single game Directs throughout the year. So far, we've had 1 and 1 indie. My man Jackson Holden also says, breaking news, video game companies will actually reveal games this year. Stop the presses. You must have a killer source to have learned this. Here's the real deal, guys. Here's the interesting thing is that yes, Nintendo will have more showcases, digital events, directs, probably Nintendo Direct Minis or partner showcases or other things. Yes, PlayStation will have more probably state of plays based off of singular focused games or just based off of another showcase, more state of plays or something else later this year, especially after the response they got with the showcase. I think that they're going to try to put together some other things once they have some more development footage or trailers or stuff to show. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be more state of plays. There'll probably be a state of play focused on Spider-Man 2. There'll probably be a state of play focused on some of their other live service stuff. Maybe they get an update on factions later in the year. I'm not really sure. But yes, Sony and Nintendo will both do showcases when it comes to different events and all that this year. This has been the case pretty much since the Switch was revealed, and even before that, even in the Wii U era, they'd have multiple ones where they didn't even have as many games coming to the platform. So yes, they will have more, but I think the more interesting thing here to discuss is exactly what's going to happen at Nintendo's showcases later this year, because there are some rumors that are going around that I don't really believe that we could see something in June when it comes to the next gen Switch. I don't think so with Pikmin 4 coming out in July, but I guess you never know. But I do feel that Nintendo will have some type of reveal or something to talk about their next system this year. I think that will happen this year by the end of the year, and then early next year we will actually get a launch date, we'll get a timing, we'll get some release games. I think that Furukawa wants to play this one when it comes to what works and what is going to be the best and most profitable, and what that is to follow what the Nintendo Switch did. Now obviously there's going to be some differences in terms of presentation and style and the games and certain things, yes, but when it comes to the actual core structure or flow, they have a blueprint. They have the best blueprint that they've had for success probably since, I would say, man, like the Super Nintendo days or something, honestly, if you look at it, because their successes after the Super Nintendo, when it comes down to portable systems or home consoles, it's been very interesting, and I would say like up and down, right? Obviously N64 not a successful, GameCube not a successful, Wii very successful, but that was Blue Ocean, it was more of the casual audience. Yes, DS, same thing, Blue Ocean, more of the casual audience before smartphones. 3DS, pretty good, but still not the sales anywhere near Switch was, or even the previous main portable systems like Game Boy or Game Boy Advance. So I think that the Switch in general is their best core solid foundation and concept in a very long time, and they can go with it, they can run with it, because it's something that not only casual consumers do like, casual consumers will play Switch, but also core gamers love it as well, because you can take it on the go, you can play it anywhere that you want, you can play it at home. So what they're going to do is reiterate on that topic, but also add in those Nintendo quirks like the HD Rumble and certain stuff like that that they do to kind of make it a unique experience when it comes to what Nintendo does. So I expect them to do that this year. We're going to see something, but I do feel that there is a chance, there's a possibility that it's not this year and they kind of just roll with like Metroid Prime 4 and some other remasters as well, and then early next year they give us the deets on what's going down with the next gen Switch. So I do feel that there are going to be more showcases. There are other games that I know about that are coming out this year that need to be revealed or dated and all that. So we'll see what happens. But what are your thoughts on all this, guys, when it comes to Tears of the Kingdom and also Nintendo's other events that could be happening, Nintendo Directs this year? Let me know in the comment section. Also, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, check out our other videos right here on screen, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.